Hey everybody, welcome back to Abby's World. I hope we're doing great today. Today we're going to make a charcoal factory. But first, I had a thought yesterday that I've never actually been up top there. So we're going to take a quick run up there and see what's up there. There's a creeper right there. I could have did without that. Let's see if I can knock him off without him killing me. No, you weren't supposed to come this way. I guess that works. Not ideal, but we all kinds of stuff up. Okay. It's a good way to start out the episode. Okay. Some dead zombies up here. That's really kind of far up there. How do I want to get up there? Guess that's why I haven't been up there yet. It's really far up there. It's going to be the best course of action. Okay. Alright, we're going to pull her up here and see what we can see. What am I stuck on? Oh, this is some riveting video, isn't it? Up in the clouds, up in the trees. Wow, way up here. I didn't realize it was this far up. Interesting for sure. There's clouds there. I can't really see what's... Interesting. There's not really a whole lot up here. I was hoping there was more flat area. This is really... Hey, Piggy, what are you doing up here? This isn't too bad. We are way up here. Where are we, actually? 163. That's pretty far up. Okay. Again, I was hoping it was going to be more flat area than really hilly. There's a pig over there, too. You're stuck there. Okay. Okay, well today we're going to build a charcoal factory. I'm going to build it in the spawn chunk so it will run even when I'm not logged on. Because the spawn chunk is a group of either 12 by 12 or 16 by 16 chunks. Now a chunk is a 15 by 15 area, like 15 blocks by 15 blocks, part of the world. So if you, stop here. So if you look at your debug screen, if you look at the, where is it, where it says chunk, on the second group of information you have XYZ, block, and chunk. That chunk where it says 4, 7, or 5 there, that's the 5th block in the chunk, the 4th, the 3rd. It'll go 2, 1, and then 0, and then back to 15. So that's what a chunk is. So there's, again, either 12 or 16 chunks make up the spawn chunk. And the special thing about the spawn chunk is that even if I'm not logged, no matter where I am in the world, whether I'm logged in or not, that chunk stays loaded and some things continue to process. So a furnace will continue to cook whatever it's cooking when the spawn chunk is loaded. Well, which is always, as long as the server's running, the spawn chunk is on. So things won't, like wheat won't grow, potatoes won't grow, things like that won't grow unless I'm in the area, even though it is loaded. But redstone contraptions and like a furnace, those things continue. If you have, like, baby animals will grow to be adults, villagers will grow to be adults, and things like that, but not, it's not like I can put a farm there and have it just run constantly, because things in the farm will only grow if you're within range of the chunk. So that stuff doesn't go. I want to wait for daytime here so I can sleep and then run over there, because the spawn chunks are over where we spawned in when I first started. So I did a little bit more here on the floor while I wait for it to get dark so I can run over there. I did a little bit more on the floor here, started getting rid of this. I think I'm going to go with, because these, again, like I have going up the stairs to my room, I have slabs, steps, slabs. And I'm going to do the same kind of thing here. So it's going to be a little dark, as you can tell here. In this block, oddly enough, I put a jack-o'-lantern under this block, and that's dark. So the light comes out around the block, but not through that block, which looks kind of silly, but it does give it a little bit of light. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So I was concerned about putting all the slabs down and it not being light in here. So when I get more down, we'll see. I have this, obviously this tower here, pillar. This dirt block right there is going to be a second one. And that dirt block right there, although it's going to be over here further, is where there's going to be a third one. And I'm only going to have three on this side, and then I'll have 3 in the same location, 3 on this side going up to support the walkway and stuff. And then we'll see how that goes from there. But let's see, is it almost nighttime? Okay, again, so we're going to run over to the spawn chunk and get building this. Trees are growing nicely. Been cutting them down frequently. And there we go. So here we are. I was going to do a time lapse, but it was like 9 or 10 minutes long of me just placing blocks and breaking blocks and clearing room out, and didn't think you really wanted to see all that. So I tried trimming out some of the stuff that wasn't important, and it was still like 6 or 7 minutes long, and what I ended up with was like 4 minutes, and I'm like, do they really want to see me place blocks for 4 minutes? So no time lapse, but I'm going to go in and explain how everything works together and the actual placing of the blocks. I'm sure you can figure out if you were to build this on your own. So here we have it. This is what it looks like. In here is where you would put in the logs. They'll then get cooked into charcoal, which comes into here. And then I would move the charcoal from this chest to this chest. And this will be my infinite furnace where I can put a full chest of whatever I need to cook, whether it be nether brick or food or cobblestone or whatever. I just put nether brick there because of the disparity between the raw nether rack and what you get when it cooks. So that's more just a visual aid. So if we were to throw some, well, let's see if there's anything. Yep, I do have some in here. If we throw some logs in here, it's going to filter down into a furnace, and as the furnace cooks the wood, makes charcoal, it's going to filter into this chest. Now when the first piece of wood it cooked and created a piece of charcoal, that charcoal is going to get refilled back into the furnace because that's all connected as well. So okay, there's the second piece is cooked up, and this is in here. So then I would move it over to here, and this goes down and fills a furnace over here. And then I would put in here what I'm going to cook, which I didn't bring anything to cook. And it comes out here, which I did cook some netherrack before. So let's go take a look. Up in this light obviously says lamp off, means low on charcoal. So if I go a long stretch of time without putting wood in here to cook it, I'm going to know when I'm getting low down there. And all that is just a little red, there's a comparator coming off the furnace when it gets low, and it sends a signal this way and turns that on, turns that off, and will send the signal to turn the lamp off. So here is where, this is the input chest. This is where the wood comes in and filters down into this furnace, as you can see there. As it makes the charcoal, there's a hopper below this that runs into this hopper, which then moves it into this dropper. And when something comes into here, when it's done cooking, bloop, a little clock goes, the hopper clock, which turns this on, which turns this off, and it scoots the item up to the top hopper and shoots it into that chest right there, which is the output chest. Shoots it into this chest here. What it also does is when it shoots it into that chest, there's, I can't really see it. Let's, I don't want to break that. I could break the clock. Anyway, there's two, okay, you can see the chest right there. There's two hoppers here. This hopper goes back into the furnace to feed coal into it. And this one just has coal because everything goes into this chest. So it goes into this hopper, and then back into the furnace. So I have an infinite supply of charcoal to cook the wood. So it should continually just keep refilling itself. All I have to do is throw the logs in to cook, and we should be good. Now when I look at this, and we have the 4 redstone here, the hopper will only release things that can go in the furnace. And since you can't use redstone to cook it, it won't go in here. But also, since there's charcoal in here, it's only ever going to try and pull charcoal out of here. So these should never go through unless for some reason my furnace becomes empty and all this comes out. It may drop through. I don't think it will because it's not a fuel. But the reason I did this is because I'm having all of the charcoal go into there so I can use it in this system for my cooking. So by filling these spots, I only have to fill this with 64, not all 5 spots with 64, because I'd be waiting forever for the overflow from both of these hoppers. Now this is the same thing. I put these in here so they won't fall through to the other hopper, and I only have to worry about filling this one spot. Because if I took out a bunch of spots, it's going to start pulling from that chest that I can't reach. So it pulled everything out of here to refill that hopper. Just like that. So as new wood is cooked, it's going to go in here and stay in here until it's filled back up to 64, and then it'll start backing up into the chest where I want it, so I can use it in the cooking method. So that's how this part of it works. Wood cooks, charcoal's created, comes up this dropper line, goes into this chest. If there's charcoal needed in the furnace, then it'll drop through and go into it. If not, since the 2 hoppers are full, it'll start building up in that chest, which will then allow me to take it out of here, take it out of here, and drop it into this chest to start using it for fuel. Eventually, the furnace and the hopper below this chest are going to get full, and then I'll just start backing up charcoal in here, but it's not currently full, so that's why that's filtering through right now. Now how that works is, this is the chest that I put the charcoal in. Drops down through this hopper. This one I don't worry about because this can fill up, because the whole purpose of this is to fuel my cooking of whatever I need to cook. So this can fill up. This, and I'm not sure why I did this, but same idea. It'll limit what comes in here, and then this is full of charcoal. This chest is the input chest, so I put in whatever I want to cook. It'll drop through into here and go into this spot. Actually, I'll throw this 2 pieces of... I mean, I can even cook wood in here because it'll cook whatever we throw into it. That's a trap chest, that's why I didn't start sucking it through right away. But those pieces of wood drop into there, furnace fires up, and off it goes. Same idea as over here, is when this is done cooking, it goes into the hopper, into this dropper vader, if you will, and then shoots it into the output chest up there. So yeah, when the item comes in here, turns on this comparator, which turns on this redstone, which should happen in a second if it's still cooking. Nope, it's already empty. Anyway, when an item hits here, the comparator turns this on, which turns the torch off, which unlocks this hopper, which allows the item to go that way, and then it comes back. These hoppers face each other. So as that does it, when the item comes back, it triggers this comparator, which turns that torch on, which powers the block, which turns that off, and the effect is it shoots the item up the tower of droppers here, and the stuff comes out in there. That's all we've got. It's pretty simple. I originally tried to make it to where as the charcoal cooked and there was the excess, that it would filter right into this furnace, so I didn't have to manually move it from one chest to the other. But it got to be tricky to figure out, because when you have hoppers over on top of each other, it pulls down to the bottom hopper first. So I was having issues with it not actually filling the chest, and it was just getting to be a hassle. And I realized, since I only have one double chest of input, moving over the charcoal is not that big a deal, because it's not like I had 10 double chests here and I'm going to fill it all up and it's going to cook for hours and hours and days and days. So I decided I liked it looking better this way because I had to move like the output chest down and this up, and it was just getting to be crazy. So I just left it as this was, and I think it looks better this way. I like it better, and I'm not too good to move charcoal from one chest to the other and let it flow in there. So I should have charcoal in here. Yep, there it is. Throw back in here. I think I also have some wood in here that I was going to use. I don't know if I'm ever going to get this chest full of wood to where I have a backlog to put in here, but it's always good to have storage. I mean, these chests over here can be used to store this as again, if this ever fills up, I dump a lot of cobble or even netherrack, and obviously if I fill this double chest, it's going to produce a double chest, but so it's not going to overflow the chest. But then if I fill this chest and then come up with another load, I can move it over here, so I don't have to worry about running back to base and all that kind of stuff. So that's what it is. It's dark out, getting light. You may notice there's no torches in here. What I did is my favorite, well, orange is my favorite, but also jack-o'-lanterns under the whole floor, covered up with the carpet. Carpet lets the light through, and I have a nice floor, and those two pieces of wood were to put this back, so I just cooked my building, and that all sucked into there. So we'll take two of these. It's going to be different, but so be it. If I remember, I will bring it back. Doesn't look terrible. Guess I could change the corners out to be oak, but it doesn't matter. Okay, that was going to be the end of this episode. But I was working on something last night for the next episode that I'm really kind of excited about. So I'm going to show it to you today. I was hoping I'd be done with this before, or I was hoping day would have come before I was done, but so we are going to make a run for it and hopefully not run into too many mobs. I'm sure if I'm just booking across the world here, we'll see. Actually, I'm probably going to cut this and restart when I get back to base. So we'll see you in a second. Okay, so I made it back to base safely. And we're going to come in here. And hopefully there's no mobs in here because I'm looking at the ground. Shouldn't be. And this is what we came up with. I'm really digging it. I'm hoping you can see the pattern in the water, because that was the main idea. I saw a video about creating this pattern in water, and I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I want to do that. So that is what we've got for my room. I figure I'm going to have things in rooms off of this center room, so I don't think I plan on having anything in this area. I may, but at this point I don't. So this water comes down here and fills this all up. I am kind of digging it. I think the pattern looks really cool. Originally I didn't have the burning netherrack here, but even now you can see where, like right there, it's darker because of the ceiling. So it looks really cool down there where the natural sunlight is lighting it, as opposed to just the netherrack. But that looks really cool. I think it does. But again, you can see where it gets darker from the overhang. I considered clearing out the middle of it, but yeah, I don't think I want to do that. So that's when I came up with the netherrack. Little iron trapdoors to conceal it a little bit. But yeah, that's what I wanted to show you. I really like it. So that's about it. I've been using a bunch of iron, 4 for a trapdoor, so there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 times 4 is what, 48 iron bars just for that. And I'm running low on iron from tools and whatnot, so I think I'm going to have to go back over to the village and try to get me a villager so I can get a breeder going and get the iron farm going pretty quickly here because we need some iron. So that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you again next time, and have a great day.